Ionavation. We out in New Rochelle, Ionavation. Moving with Intel, Ionavation. Now we in the groove, Ionavation. We making money and moves, hey.
Hello, Ionavators. I'm May.
And I'm Bert.
And this is Raymond Carapella. We have the luxury of having him today on the Ionavation Podcast show to talk about his business venture.
Absolutely. Really exciting. Raymond actually uses one of the 8 disruptive technologies, and he's going to tell us a little bit about it. Right, Raymond?
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having me.
Oh, thank you for coming out.
Yeah, no problem. So this is your first time on the Ionavation Podcast. Mm-hmm. You want to just tell us a little bit about yourself, and we'll start with yourself and then start with like your business and...
Yeah, absolutely. It is my first time here. Hopefully not only my first time, hopefully there's more times to come.
Absolutely.
I'm a junior here at Iona. Been here 3 years, my whole time in college. And I came up from Tampa, Florida, actually. Iona was on my radar as a smaller school right outside of Manhattan, which is ideal if you're not looking for that crazy fast-paced lifestyle of Manhattan itself, but still close enough to, 1, have a good program, and 2, still be involved with Manhattan. So
it's perfect balance.
It is. It really is. And I came up here, and I've been loving it from the get-go. It's quiet. It's still fun. It still offers good programs. It has everything that you want in a school, I believe at least, and also brought me great opportunities. I met my one business partner here, who then led me to my second business partner, who then led me to my third one. So everything sort of works out, and I think Iona is a great place to be if you're looking to get a good education in terms of finance, which is what my degree is, but also be innovative now with the Hynes Entrepreneurship Center being introduced. I think it's been really great for the school as a whole.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So, you said you have 3 partners?
Yeah.
And what do you do?
So my first business is Shotka, which is the art company that I own. And right now we're in the stages of just marketing for emerging artists or established artists. And we leverage social media in order to do that. We have about 100 artists on board with over 1,000 art pieces ranging from $500 to $100,000. And what we do now is we market for them for free. Our service is entirely free. They give us their art pieces, we market. If we sell it, we get a 25% commission, which is significantly lower than the big ball players in the game. You have Sotheby's, Christie's, Saatchi taking 50% commissions on these art pieces. You know,
I did not know it was that high.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's huge.
Yeah, they're stealing from these artists. But you know, when the artist is, most of them, I don't want to sound bad, but most of them are dead. But the ones who are alive and they're selling art pieces that are $500K, that artist is only walking away with $250,000. It's
absolutely
taking a lot out of their pocket. You know, what we believe is the day of the starving artist should be over. You know, we're all for giving it back to the artists and letting them really dwell on the fruits of their labor.
Absolutely.
You know?
Gotcha.
And so right now we just operate on social media and we sell through there. We have catalogs, bi-monthly catalogs that we release. We send them out to 200 private collectors and we kind of see where it rolls from there. But our website should be launching within the next month. And when that gets released, you know, it's going to give all the artists free reign to pretty much go on, post all their own content, share it to all other social media platforms that they have, and also have the ability to sell consumer to consumer directly through our website. Almost like in Amazon, but for high-end art pieces.
Ooh,
yeah.
That's really exciting. Am I right in saying that you mentioned, or I heard that you're using like blockchain in?
Yeah, so we are currently in the process of experimenting with it and finding a way to implement it. And actually, we partnered with a company called Verisart, which is using blockchain to digitally ledger art pieces. You can send it in. We partner with them. So we're using their API, putting it on our platform. So anytime an artist submits their work, it then gets put onto the blockchain virtually, and they could have a virtual certificate of authenticity put onto the blockchain. So anytime there's a sale made, it's going to be ledgered and everything.
Yeah, and documented.
Exactly.
And can never go anywhere.
Exactly.
Right?
So every owner of that art would actually be like tracked and
absolutely.
And it solves a really big problem in the art world, because one thing that's been a huge problem is price transparency in the history of where this piece has gone. When you're a collector and you're buying a let's say a dolly, for example, you just bought you just bought it for $5 million.
Absolutely.
But you don't know if the guy before you bought it for $250,000 50 years ago, or he bought it for $2 million. So you kind of want to know the past of this art piece. You want to know if it's been damaged, who's owned it, where it's been, if it's been in any big exhibits.
Or harsh environments. That's huge.
These are the things you want to know, and allowing it to be on the blockchain can prove to the new buyer that, hey, it's been here, here, and here, sold for this much. So it's really awesome to see what blockchain can do for the art world, and we're really excited to be on the forefront of that technology in the art world.
That's incredibly exciting. So you said, remind me again how many artists you have? I forget.
We have 100 with over 1,000 art pieces.
Oh, wow.
Somewhere around 1,000. Yeah. It could be, I want to say it's actually like 950, somewhere a little bit less, but a significant. I called a guy. He does databases for art pieces, and I told him I was in college, and he goes, "You're in college. How many artists do you have?" And I go, "Over 100, like 900 art pieces." And he goes, "Wait, what did you just say?" I said, "We have like 900 art." He goes, "You're kidding me? You're in college?" And I was like, "Yeah, what is that so crazy? Like, kid in college can't be out here grinding."
Absolutely, right?
So that was cool, because we started with 2 artists, you know, and it's been over probably a year and a half since we've really been actively trying to get artists. So to see our artist base grow by that much, it's insane.
That fast.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And how's it working like with partners? Like how do you how's like collaboration working with partners? Like do you collaborate with like other third parties or?
Yeah, so obviously we've collaborated with Verisart, and we're collaborating with ArtPi, which is an artificial intelligence for art. They're outside partners. We don't operate with them directly. We kind of just use their APIs and what they know. My internal partners, there's obviously ups and downs with anything, especially in a startup like this.
Of course.
My first partner, John, actually went to Iona, left, now goes to Pace. He introduced me to Leo, who is from Miami, who he knows, who was our artist, our first artist. And me and John were always on the same page with things. You know, Leo, he was more the artistic mind, not so much business-oriented, so we've had our ups and downs with him. He's still with us today. He has a less active role, as we'd like him to have, always because he lacks a lot of areas that we wish he would have, but he's still very useful in terms of developing designs, artist outreach. He's our eyes and ears in the artist world, I'd say. And then,
sorry, go ahead. What inspired you to kind of pursue a business like this? Where did your interest in art come from, and how did you know this is something you wanted to do?
So I've always been interested in art, but I've never been artistic. I would sit there as a child and try to draw, and I remember the look on my parents' faces. They try to tell you it's nice, but you could just tell by the look.
No, same. I know what you mean.
So that's how it was, and I was like, you know what? I am upset. I wish I could do it, but I can't. I'm going to find a way to be involved somehow. And I met Leo through John, and I was like, this kid's selling art pieces that are $10,000. I want to be in on this. And he kind of allowed us to market for him at first.
Okay.
And then I started to really look at the market, do more market research. And you're looking at a $67 billion market now, and it's on pace to hit $100 billion by 2022, I believe. So there's crazy market capitalization to be made here, especially on the online segment.
Right.
So I was like, I gotta get in this.
Yeah.
Especially with like tracking it as well, like just in databases and whether it be with or without blockchain. But
yeah,
I think
absolutely.
I think that's really exciting. I had a question, I just forgot. That's all right. Where do you see your company in the next couple of years?
In the next couple of years, let me get a sip of that.
I'm thinking like 3 to 5.
3 to 5,
or 5 to 10, whatever's more exciting.
I
think 5 to 10 would be. But
it's hard to say where we could be because I know our competitive landscape.
Okay.
I know that when you're looking at Christie's and Sotheby's, they're massive. You know, they almost have a monopoly on the market. They're the 2 biggest. They have so much of a market share that they could come in at any moment, either buy us out, do something just equally as disruptive as us, and take us over. And obviously, being head of operations, I have to kind of plan for that. So at this point in time, all I can say is we're going to compete and differentiate ourselves so much to the point where they can never match us. So in 5 years, I hope not to be as big as them, because that's a little unrealistic with ourselves.
Right.
I would say to be at least half the size of them, and at least to the point where they can look at us and be like, these guys are competition.
Absolutely.
Now. And that's a big goal for us, is to be a competitor in the art world, you know?
Yeah,
that's great.
exciting.
Do you have any advice for any student entrepreneurs or people who want to pursue the entrepreneurial path?
just do it. Yeah, like so many people come up to me and they're like, "How did you do it?" And it's like, just do it. Yeah, just do it. Like, you have, right now in college,
Just one foot in front of the other.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you have nothing to lose at this point, but like time, really. If you think about it, it's the least amount of responsibility you're going to have besides classes and things like that. You have all the money in the world because unless you're paying fully for college, and obviously money's going towards there, but if you have scholarships like I do, then all your extra income is going directly into your business. Which is very important. It's huge.
Super
You
important.
need the money, but when you're starting up, it's kind of just small investments here and there. So I'd say just go after it. Anything that you want to do, you can do it.
Yeah, and like fundraising, like how did you go to like pitch competitions? Did you do you plan on going to different competitions?
Right now, we've had small private investments from either friends, family. That first round thing.
Yeah.
Friends
absolutely.
and family first. So we've kind of been operating off of there. Obviously, John and I have made a little bit of money doing side things. So I think John and I together, without outside investors, have invested about $10K individually.
That's
And then
awesome.
from outside, I'd say another $10K. And we've been kind of just rolling off of that, plus smaller investments from art pieces being sold, things like that. So we haven't gotten a really big investment yet, and it's because we really don't need to right now. There's no need to go out and get $500,000 because we don't need it. We don't need to overexpand.
And it's
There's no
important
need
to
do that.
recognize that and to be able to measure what it
scale
is
appropriately.
exactly. So that's amazing.
Yeah, I think our first outside investor gave us the $6,000, and he was really pushing for us, like, hey, you guys need to practice. Well, obviously we practice our pitch, but he's like, you got to practice it to the point where you can go pitch it and get $1 million investment. And we were like, yeah, we'll practice it, we'll get our pitch down, but look, we don't need to go pitch that and try to get that money. There's no need.
Yeah.
Where would we put it right now? That's what we think. We look at each other, we sit there, we really try to think, where would we put $1 million if we had it? Like, it just baffled our mind that we could get that money. We're like, we don't even know what to do with it right now.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
So now we're going to jump right into our Gale breakdown. So here are a few upcoming events that will be happening at Hynes. First, the pop-up makerspace will be happening Friday, November 2nd from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. So pretty much just come. It's a collaborative workspace, and you can learn, share, and explore, and really get to know about yourself and what it is you want to pursue. And also, co-working happens every week, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So make sure you join us.
Yeah, in addition to that, October 30th, we're going to have a 3D printing workshop where you could actually learn about just 3D printing, how the technology works, like the different parts of a 3D printer, and the future path that 3D printer is going to pave. And that's going to be really exciting. In addition to that, we're going to have R&D Thursdays. That's just going to be a session where we're going to research and develop ideas and collaborate with other students. And basically, it's going to be a place to be a place where we can, start getting engaged, get active, and start to get involved. In addition, Raymond, thank you for coming. Here's a hat for you, man. Oh, check that out.
wait. I was actually going to ask earlier. I saw it and I was going to ask if I could put it on.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
thank you.
Look at that. Fits
Right?
beautifully.
Thank you guys so much.
In addition to that, yeah, no problem. Where can viewers get in contact with you or just learn more about your company?
So you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook at shotka.art. That's SHOTCA.art. And through there, you can send us DMs, email us, and ask us any questions or any inquiries on any art pieces that we have.
Awesome. Looking forward to it.
We are.
Yeah, Raymond, it was a great time having you on
I
the
know.
podcast.
Thanks again for being here.
Thank you guys so much. It was a lot of fun.
Of
Yeah, no
course.
problem.
Dos
Dos
vidania.
vidania.
Hey, we really working. Gale Ventures the spot. Bert and Mai got the podcast hot. We innovating, no debating, we creating. Ionavators in our lane, never hating. We just worry about us and what we do. Ionavation Podcast show, get in tune.